Jontron.
Mario Party! A lighthearted, action-packed, revolutionary, and almost always aneurysm-inducing multiplayer game originally for the N64 console.
My favorite character is Princess Zelda.
My cartridge is apparently owned by Bennett Smith. I never bought this game, so some random friend I forgot about probably left it here a long time ago. You hear that, Bennett Smith? I've got your Mario Party hostage, and if you ever want to see it again, just email me and I'll send it on its way.
Bombs Away! Who didn't love Bombs Away, honestly?
I don't like Bombs Away.
Shut up, jock! This is the last dinner party you ruined! Now, many of you may not agree with me on this choice, but I love Bowser's Big Blast. This game is cruel. It's just plain cruel. The objective is to depress a lever and hope that it doesn't make the Bowser head behind you explode. All it is luck. Luck and placement. If you're the first one to pick, you've got a 1 out of 5 chance of winning. But if you're the last one, you get to take a 50-50 that your brains are going to be splattered all over the wall. If he blows out his nose, you're good to go. But if his eyes start to tick, you're out of luck. In Majora's Mask, you played as the time-weathered hero Link in a parallel storyline to Ocarina of Time, and you had to stop the Moon, played by Robert De Niro, from crashing into Termina and ending all mankind as we know it.
Hey, Joe and Mac. I remember this. Originally an arcade game that became a little-known yet botched SNES port made by the company Data East. Or Data Vice? I guess the voice actor was just having an off day. Alright, the line is Data East. Action. Okay, Jerry, the line's Data East. Data East. Try again. I feel somewhat compelled to revisit this game. Let's dive in, shall we?
John, can I play too?
Oh, Jacques, you can't play. You don't have hands!
Oh yes. To my surprise, this is something I often forget.
Well, who's this? I swear, when this boss gets hurt, he yells pear.
John, it has returned.
Data East actually made a sequel to Joe and Mac. In Japan, it was known as Joe and Mac 2, but in the English release, it was known only as Congo's Caper. As a kid, this caused a lot of confusion for me. I don't really want to revisit it, but...
John, how did we escape?
I just left.
That seems too easy.
Who are these guys, the Nerd Brigade? To the comic book store! You thought it was over, right? You thought it was done? Well, you'd be wrong. Ironically, there is a Joe and Mac 2. It's called Joe and Mac 3, Lost in the Tropics. It's nonsense. Utter nonsense. That's like making Home Alone, and then making its sequel, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but calling it Home Alone 2. They're both family movies, so it shouldn't matter, right? Then, making the real Home Alone 2, but calling it Home Alone 3. Lost in the Tropics. There are so many craft games nowadays, it becomes almost overwhelming at times. World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft Burning Crusade, World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King, Warcraft 3 Battle Chest, StarCraft even? Gemcraft, World of Lordcraft, Craft of Craft Cheese Adventure? Following the same trend of name, a new game has risen to extreme popularity within the last months, made by independent developer known only as Notch. We're talking about the rising star, Minecraft. Unlike its other craft counterparts, Minecraft actually deserves the name. What do? Mine and craft. The goal of the single-player game is to mine enough elements to build your own safe hold, clothes, and weapons to last you through the night when the monsters come out and try to dissect your anus from your sphincter. Each world is randomly generated and continuously creates itself as you explore farther reaches. I've heard the world can span 8 times the Earth's surface, but I don't know how you'd prove that. This game is dirt cheap while it's still in alpha, so I have created a tour video of me and my comrades' world to try to inspire you to buy this wholly inspired game.
So, without further ado, welcome to my world of Minecraft.
Suspended waterfalls flowing through its halls, visit the lake-bound Jontron Castle, where beautifully crafted staircases lead to grand and mystical chambers. Visible from the throne room lay an epic statue of John and Jacques. Ever wanted to get inside of John's head? Enter hidden passages that lead to daring and adventurous places. Encounter shrines that were never meant to be seen by the human eye. Take a trip on the Sky Tram to Whispering Meadows, a lush patch of forestation that we were too lazy to build anything in. Hidden deep within this preserve lies the gargantuan Tree of Life. Those who have the spirit of adventure may dive beneath the surface to explore the network of underwater tunnels set in place by the ancients. Our tax attorney's house has graves in the basement. In the war-torn sector of Whispering Britches resides Old Mango, a derelict spaceship abandoned by its pilots. From inside the rusty vessel, the dreaded Shadowlands can clearly be seen. Cursed by the Dark Lord of my balls, the Shadowlands remain forever cast in darkness. Tucked in the distant hills, a hallowed bathhouse for the gods whispers softly in the night breeze. Vast networks of precarious tunnels and mazes saturate the underground, linking buildings and areas to one another in a grand scheme of glory. Finally, miles offshore of land, the pirate subculture of Bagelthorn Heights thrives. But transcend the waterfall and find life anew in the rebuilding of New Bagel Bay. Welcome to part 1 of the Jontron Halloween Special! The top 10 Mario Kart tricks! You'll know you went the right way if this ends up happening. What exactly is this dancing egg doing here? Upon replaying this track to get the footage for the top 10 you're currently viewing with your own 2 eyes, while drinking milk and holding a green sandwich while bouncing on a big red ball in space, I realize that this track is perhaps a little more frustrating than it's worth. You'd done it. You'd blazed your way through all of the levels in the game, and there was only one more monstrous challenge that lay before you. Rainbow Road. Throughout every installment of this series, Rainbow Road has proved that Mario Kart lives on in the hearts of many a generation. Don't be fooled by this track's multicolored exterior, because below the surface lies a lengthy and treacherous journey. Sure, some versions are more challenging than others, but Rainbow Road is and was always a trek through adversity. Some people may argue that Rainbow Road is too plain, overlong, and boring. But nay, I say, it ain't that way. Though my favorite will always be the one from Super Mario 64, I think these levels bring a sort of cohesiveness to the series. The graphics were always dazzling and enchanting, making you want to sit and stare at their beauty for hours upon end in gamer ecstasy. One thing that always stood out to me was the texture of the road on the Double Dash version. It felt very real, almost like you were power sliding on Disney Princess Wishes. Not to mention the music on these tracks. Always a delight. Some things can't be definitively judged by skill or quantity, and Rainbow Road is such a thing. I can't tell you my exact reasons, but I know that my gaming brethren and sistren would vigorously agree with me. Rainbow Road is and will always be a magical experience that can be shared by all for years to come. What's this? Waluigi? Wario Stadium, then Waluigi Pinball? I smell something fishy, says the audience. Well, fret not, thy sanctimonious viewers, 'tis just a coincidence. I remember reaching this level for the first time on Mario Kart DS and instantaneously cracking an ever so joyous smile. This level is happiness incarnate, or in cartridgeate. Yeah. You initially start off as a pinball and launch up through Space Mountain. Thenly, you're left to barrel down the high rises alongside your pinball brothers and sisters, finally reaching a pinball area where you've got to dodge bumpers and more balls. Great thing about this level is how immersive it is. It feels incredibly lightweight and natural, and it's just pure fun at the core. And oh, listen to that music! No, anything but this, no!
Ready, set,
Can we just talk about this for a minute?
go!
Why does this game exist? Why did this game have to be made? Just look at it, look! Everything about it is wrong! Oh, but I do have to give the creators some credit. They programmed magnets into the walls. Do I even have to say anything about this game? Am I the only sane one left in the world? Look at this monstrosity! Do you hear that music? Holy salamander cuttlefish! What was going on over there at Sonic Team headquarters when this mistake happened? Welcome to Sonic Team! We make games, I think! Well, it's that time of year again. The time to celebrate what means most to us in life. So, let's kick off the holiday season the right way with Jontron's 6 Scary Things in Video Games. Why 6? Because I could only think of 6.
Number 6.
Nintendo games are so cool, so much colors and flowers, and what the is that? I know I've been over this before, but I have to say, the moon from Majora's Mask is one of the most horrifying things I have ever seen in a video game. As if this game wasn't ominous enough, you have to go around everywhere knowing that is lurking over you and breathing down your neck. A lot of the time, you can't even see it. You have to push up C and then turn around and look at it. It's just there. What brilliance! I think Majora's Mask understood what a lot of games don't. How to be truly scary. Stuff popping out at you is a borefest of snores. Subtlety is where it's at. And subtle this was. Until it decides to wreck the entire world. Horrifying. Simply horrifying. I haven't completed it yet, so I'm not qualified to judge the game in its entirety, but I feel it's necessary to highlight a certain part of it that caused my balls to recede back into my body at the speed of Clint Eastwood. Look at the colors! I'm having so much fun! What is that, Nintendo? What is that? Why would you do that to us? That piano from the Haunted House level in Mario 64 is the bane of my existence. It gets me every time, even when I know it's coming. I guess it's because it happens just after you expect it to, or maybe just because the sound is terrifying in itself. I don't know, it's probably just because it's a freaking piano with teeth in it in Mario 64! You tired of games like this? How about games like this? Tired of the color brown altogether? Well, good, because Nimbus is a whole mess of colors. In this game, an eyeball takes your girlfriend's ship, and then you gotta go all around town looking for her, hitting off the sides of walls, slowing down, getting hit by spikes, and I don't even know. Your spaceship starts off going down all slow, but then when you come back up, you go faster than you did before. Should have called this game Nim Physics. You get keys, open doors, you get buttons, open doors. There's some walls you can go through, the balls can't go through, but there's other walls where the balls can go, and you can go there. If you're a completionist like this girl, well, there's a whole sort of secrets to keep you interested. Some levels have secret entrances that take you to secret coins. I don't know what they do. And in fact, this game is so long that I didn't even finish it, but I'm still gonna give it a score. Nimbus is a game for the ages, and will surely set the bar for 1996. With its scribbity-grabbity graphics, and Nimbus is a game you will maybe forget. If you have an Atari Jaguar, I would highly suggest you pick this up for the Nintendo Steam. Nimbus gets Jontron's B out of 5.
John, what have you done? You've ruined everything.
Here's some gameplay footage right now. Like what you see? Well, just kidding, because those are just cutscenes. Those are Eggman's April tricks. Sonic Colors is actually a spectacular game that I suggest you buy on the Pirate Bay. It seems, after all, that Sonic Team may have realized their flaws and had a change of heart.
What have we done to Sonic, Ray? What have we done? We ruined everything! We ruined everything!
Sonic Colors gets Jontron's A out of 5. Go buy this game. Sega has redeemed themselves. Honestly, let's be honest here. Retro Studios deserves a fair helping of praise because they realize what most people don't in this day and age in the video gaming industry. Buttons don't work. Why push a button when you can shake a stick? Everyone knows the buttons are sloppy, imprecise, and hard to push. Shaking a stick, on the other hand, can be pinpointed to a fraction of a second. Valerie Valera, the gaming crash of 1983 has been saved. Thank God for motion controls. Shaking a stick is way better than pushing a button. In fact, it's so much better they just should have removed the option to use a button at all! Don't worry though, Nintendo realized the games were too difficult and made it so God beats the level for you if you want. If you have an Ingrundo's, pick it from the garden. Because Donkey Kong Country Returns gets 6 golden bananas plus out of Shigeru Miyamoto.